Welcome, everybody, to the Everyone panel. Look, it's everyone.
It's everyone. Tous les gens.
Now, for our repeat attendees, you guys know how this works. We are going to pass out blank index cards and golf pencils. If you have a question for any of our show staff or comic writers really, Bob, comic artists, write it down. We will have people picking up the questions, bringing them to Moderator for Life Foalpapers, and he will select them and read them out. So here's the twist this year. Here's what's new. If your question is selected, our panelists have the right to ask you one in return. Turnabout is fair play. Be prepared. And with that, let me turn things over to Foalpapers.
Well, I've got a first question here. I don't know how this snuck in. It's more of a statement, something about 100 cards, 3" by 5", 7.6, and there's a UPC on it. I'm just... Anyone want to take that one? Where are my wonderful volunteers who are going to be handing out the pencils and the index cards? I usually have one or two wonderful people. Here comes one. Buttons. Help us out.
We got him.
Here they come now. Round of applause for the two wonderful volunteers who will be handing out index cards and pencils. There's your stack. There's your stack. Pencils. More pencils. Are we having fun yet?
Thank you for the index card joke. That's one of those things that's really funny in your head, and then you say it, and you're immediately filled with regret.
You've got to throw everything against the wall, and some of it will stick, and some of it won't. I thought it was funny. No. All right. While those index cards are being handed out, and while the pencils are being distributed and so forth, I am going to let these wonderful people that you're all here to see introduce themselves and tell you exactly who they are and what they do. I'm sure many of you know, but there are always going to be some people here who haven't been to a con before. Actually, hands up, how many people are here? This is their first My Little Pony convention. Good number of people. Well, welcome. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. We'll try and keep that going. And with no further ado, take it away, please. Let's go, Maryke, if you'd kick us off, and we'll go down the line.
Oh, you're first.
Oh, wait, no, I'm just late.
DJ Garnika, ladies and gentlemen.
Introduce yourself. Oh, you get that mic. It's cute. You have to introduce yourself.
You have to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Garnika. I make electronic music for the fandom
Yay.
and outside the fandom as well. It's great to be here. This is actually the first con that I'm guest of honor at. Kind of exciting, kind of honored. I mean,
kind of guesty.
Kind of guesty. I'm looking at this table and I'm like, what? Like, guys, I'm like, it's kind of cool. But yeah, no, I'm just really happy to be here. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for bringing me out.
Hi, I'm Maryke Hendrikse, and I play Gilda the Griffin. Well, that's a nice welcome for a meanie pants. Thank you. And I play Sonata.
Tell them what else you play in anime and stuff, too. Come on. See?
A show that a lot of people really like. I play Revy in Black Lagoon. Nice. I play Susan Test and Johnny Test. And I play Kate and Boomer in Kate and Mim Mim. That's currently airing on, I forget what network in the States.
I do too.
Anyway, someone can help me with that. Anyway, that's just a few little tastes. There you go. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. And I hope you guys are having fun. And alas for my Toronto Blue Jays.
We're in mourning.
Kathy and I are in mourning.
We're in mourning, although we do love the Texas Rangers, just so you know, we do. But we're mourning the Jays right now, so the Blue Jays. I'm Cathy Weseluck. I play the voices of Spike, the cool and awesome dragon.
I also play Coco Pommel. That's why I'm sort of wearing something that looks like you could also almost eat it. Rarity would be totally impressed with that.
and the Mayor, who is proud to say that Canada has a brand new Prime Minister. I've also played things in anime shows like Nier and Death Note, Cyber 6, Dragon Ball Z Young Trunks, things like that, little bits and pieces in other shows, and have a bit of a production background as well. I used to do radio production and animation as a casting director, and I'm thrilled to be here as a voice actor to meet all of you. So, yay, Texas! Thanks for having us, you guys.
If I may just cut in for one moment, one thing I forgot to mention. If the question is coming from a kid in the audience, if you could note that on the card, that would be awesome, because we like to make sure that the kids get their questions answered. Not, instead of everyone else, but just to make sure that if there is a question from a kid, they're properly addressed. Kazumi.
Awesome. Hi, my name is Kazumi Evans.
Send me the phone.
Thank you. And I sing for Rarity. Thank you. And I voice Adagio Dazzle, Moondancer, and Octavia. Outside of My Little Pony, I'm voicing a character called Iris on a show called Lolly Rocks. I don't know, some people might have heard of it. Skipper in a bunch of the Barbie movies, and on the Bob the Builder. So an array of projects. And again, it's great to be here. It's my first time in Texas, so it's a real pleasure. Thank you.
Did you say something about Rarity? Did you say something about her?
Yes.
Oh, like, is she here?
Part of her. Half, exactly.
What part of her?
Well, that's
Never mind.
That's it's debatable.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Ishi Rudell, and I was the animation supervisor on season 1 through 3, animation director on DVD 1 of Equestria Girls, and I've been the director for DVD 2, Rainbow Rocks, and DVD 3, Friendship Games.
Woo!
Also available on Blu-ray.
Exactly. This is my first time at a con, actually. My first time at a BronyCon. So, you guys, I'm having a lot of fun. You guys are awesome. So, thanks for having us. I'm going to pass it over to Katrina.
Oh, thanks for introducing me for me.
Oh, hey.
I love when men speak for me. Hi, I'm Katrina Hadley. Some of you guys know me as, is it Lunch Yet or Lunchy? You probably know me best from the end title credit illustrations of Rainbow Rocks.
One's on her shirt.
I storyboarded on Rainbow Rocks, and then they maybe unwisely promoted me to storyboard supervisor on Friendship Games. I also boarded for the premiere episode of season 5 and episode 100.
Water out of the way.
Hello, I'm Natasha Levinger. I feel like it gets really a lot more boring as we go further. Just for introductions. No, I'm not insulting you guys. You know what? I'm just insulting myself. Anyway, I wrote 4 episodes. That's all I have to say.
Hi. What's going on? Cool. How are you guys doing? I'm a little tired. I'm Josh Haber. What's going on? I've done a bunch of stuff. Not really sure which ones I can even say anymore. You guys probably know better than I do at this point. Yeah. So I would just encourage you to look on IMDb, Google, check out my Twitter account. I am happy to be back in Dallas. It's awesome. Nightmare Nights is fantastic. Probably one of my favorite cons with all the other cons. I'm excited to be here. It's good to see you guys. And there's other people who want to talk, too.
I'm Heather Breckel. I'm the colorist on the IDW My Little Pony comic. I've worked on... I've worked on almost every single issue between the main series, the micro series, Friends Forever, the specials. That's over probably 2,000 or 3,000 pages of ponies that I've colored at this point. But I've also worked on Godzilla Half-Century War, the Ninja Turtles animated series comic from IDW. And I've also started to do some Marvel stuff with Katie. Marvel keeps giving Katie Cook a lot of work, and she's like, "Do you want to color this?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah," because we just got to do a Deadpool cover, and I was like, "Awesome!" I think it's already out. It's really adorable, so you should check it out. But I think that's about it.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. Hi. My name is Jenn Blake, and I am an alcoholic. Oh, wait.
Wrong meeting. Different meeting.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay. I'm the newest artist at IDW. My first books came out in May. I was the artist for Friends Forever number 16, which was about everyone's favorite ponies, Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon. And I also, with Heather, did a special variant cover for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 30, which was Power Ponies. So, outside of that, I was a fashion designer, and now I'm just happy to get to work in comics. And unfortunately, we're not voice actors. So, but we are the new voice actors on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So, I'm Beatwad, everybody.
One of the fans signed it yesterday.
Is that everyone? Did Jenna Coleman get a chance to introduce herself as well?
She can't. She's tired still.
I actually have a question from some smart aleck in the audience saying, Jenna Coleman, what do you think about having to play the most two-dimensional character? Her performance is quite wooden, it has to be said, very cardboard. All right.
Good question. Great question.
We've got two related questions here I think are a good way of kicking things off. Someone, when you hear your question, please do stand up. Someone asks, you are our stars of today. Have you had any of your own starstruck experiences? And then another individual asked, stated, you inspire many people to become professionals, voice actors, writers, etc. Who inspired you and who continues to inspire you? So I guess the question is, who are your kind of heroes in your professions? And anyone who wants to chime in, please do. Or I'll call on someone.
I have a starstruck moment. Yeah.
Please.
So I'm from Toronto, and Prince used to live in Toronto, who is a major, kind of idol of mine. And one day I was on the street, just minding my own business.
She was on the streets.
She was on the street. And I sort of looked beside me, and there was Prince, like right beside me, walking on the street. And the crazy part was I was taller than him.
Awesome.
And I'm really not that tall. And I did, yeah. So it was pretty amazing on those two levels. There was a Prince, and then I was like, oh, hi. Oh, yeah, levels. Anyway, so that was kind of a crazy moment for me. It was amazing. I didn't say anything to him. I just kept going.
Awesome. I have a funny story about Johnny Depp. I shouldn't date myself, but that's okay. Not that way. But oh my gosh. When I was a very young TV actor, a long, long time ago, I had one of these little bit parts on a show that he was in, 21 Jump Street. It was a long time ago. Yes. My line was, the cash advance limit is 200. That's my line. And I was sitting beside him, and he didn't say a word to any of us. And we all tried to say hello. He was nice, but he was in his kind of mode. But Peter DeLuise, who played another character on that show was really awesome and very, very friendly. But they were both new up-and-coming actors, and I was kind of starstruck by that and wished he had said something, but he didn't. And all of my heroes are the people that have supported me in this venture and other ventures, my family, and some awesome friends, and a host of a show I worked on at CBC, Jürgen Goth, who just passed away this past year, encouraged me to go into voiceover when I didn't know what voiceover meant. So, to Jürgen Goth.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, by all means.
I met Skrillex this one time, and he said he liked my stuff, so that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Oh gosh, what else? That was like super brief. Don't clap. He's like, "Hey man, I like your stuff. Follow your dreams." I'm like, "Hey, thanks, Skrills." I think the first time I played BronyCon, I had just gotten off stage, and I told the con chair, "Hey, that guy looks a lot like Danny Ingram," and he was like, "Hey, I'm Daniel Ingram." I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Really enjoyed your stuff, man. That was a really good set, man. That's really good, man. It's super powerful." And I was like, "Oh my God." It's like, "Thank you." And then I shook his hand, buddies for like that 10 seconds. But yeah, so those are like the times that I've really been like starstruck, just because like Daniel Ingram is a fantastic composer and Skrillex is freaking Skrillex.
Here comes trouble.
You're kind of scaring me, man. What's going on? What's going on? I don't know what that was, but it's kind of weird. Are you sure you're not Discord?
Well, our third community guest needs no introduction. The infamous paper pony, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You heard it here first.
Hey, I'm kind of
folks.
chubby. What's up? Sorry.
No, it's all good. Posted Pony is actually Discord.
That's hilarious.
That is funny. It's like funny.
Sorry, you were saying, Garnika?
Yeah, no, just expanding on what Cathy was saying. Honestly, there isn't a time where I go out to a convention where I'm not, like, taken aback by how inspiring you guys all are. And, I'll talk to people, I feel so out of place on here because I'm sitting on this table with industry professionals. I'm still up and coming in my own music industry, and I've just put on really good shows at conventions, and they asked me out here. But I'm always so pleasantly surprised to see how many people support me and want me to succeed. And you guys when I'm in the studio or I'm working on something and I'm just kind of feeling down, I think about the experiences that you guys have shared with me, and it helps me through that, and it keeps me going, and it keeps me doing what I do. So yeah, you guys are definitely probably my biggest inspiration, and I get so starstruck when I come out here and I'm like, you guys rock. So thank you.
I totally agree.
In regards to my starstruck moment, I don't know if any of you follow professional tennis. Does anyone know who Guy Monfils is? Guy Monfils. Yeah. Okay.
Monfils?
Well, in Monfils. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Whoops. Okay. Very, very, very famous, very good tennis player from France. And I had a friend a few years back, and she was playing in the U.S. Open, and this was a very big deal. And she had made it to the main draw because she had come up through the qualifying ranks. And she was scheduled that day, this is back in 2010, to play Venus Williams in a match. And she had been my very close friend since we were about 6, so this was a big deal. And I was waiting at the hotel, and every 15 minutes a shuttle would come to pick you up. And so I get a text from her, and she says, "You better get to the stadium. The match is going to start pretty soon." So I said, okay. So I'm waiting, and it's still about 5 minutes till the next shuttle is about to come. Finally, it comes, and I see a bunch of people get into it. So I was like, oh, I'll just get into that one. So I hop in, and they kind of look at me like, what are you doing on this bus? But I was like, whatever. My friend's playing Venus Williams. This is, who are you? And anyways, we have a lovely conversation, with this tennis player and his friends, and all the way there. They're very nice to me, clearly French, very excited that I'm from Canada. And anyways, at the end, I get off the bus, and the guy, he says, "Oh, I'll come watch your friend in her match." And I said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll watch yours." He's like, "You have no idea who I am, do you?" I said, "No, I don't." And I turn around and I run to my friend, and she said, "Do you know who that was?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "That's Guy Monfils. He's one of the top 10 tennis players in the world." and you just jumped his bus. And yeah, I guess that was my biggest starstruck moment, biggest foot in mouth moment, all in one.
Who's your friend?
Rebecca Marino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yes, that was my big moment. As far as heroes growing up, I would say, and this may sound cheesy to you, but it's honestly people on this panel, Maryke and Cathy, people that really I have looked up to from day one. And also the fans that keep inspiring me to do what I do and allow me to do what I do on a daily basis.
Kazumi's my favorite singer.
Pretty awesome.
Thank you.
I didn't really have any heroes growing up, except for maybe like Optimus Prime and Snake Eyes. I'm an 80s child, so I grew up in front of the television watching a lot of cartoons, and that's why I became an animator. So, yeah, Optimus Prime, I'd say he'd be my number one hero. I cried when he died in the Transformers the movie. I'll admit it.
Is he also your
sorry.
starstruck moment? Did you run into him?
I never ran into Optimus Prime, so I haven't had my starstruck moment yet.
You don't have to.
I'm kind of like Ishi. Didn't have big heroes growing up. I don't know. Huge Sailor Moon fan though. Like that anime changed my life, and I think it kind of is the reason I'm here.
Absolutely.
And it's the reason the end of Friendship Games looks the way it looks.
That's where it's from.
It's her fault.
It's mostly me. It's somewhat Josh.
And they
a
all
little
change
bit.
clothes.
It's I just kind of I think my words are I'm going to Sailor Moon the out of this, and I did, and it was the most fun thing.
So good.
As for people who inspire me, it's kind of the people I work with. It's really hard to kind of work in this business because you're always looking over at the person next to you and they're doing something amazing. You're like, I suck. Why did they hire me? What is going on? The fraud police. They're coming. They're coming for me.
The frog.
We're getting to work with amazing people who are, kind of challenge me and make me want to do better and reach further and up my game is really great. Yeah, and actually you guys inspire us too. Like, I mean, look at you all. Like, you're so awesome. Like your cool costumes and like all the art you guys produce and just like all the good work you do in the world and your optimism. It's so rad. It's so rad. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Are we all answering this question?
Looks that way.
All right. Well, guys, I was obsessed with Rick Springfield my whole life, like really a lot. And it's a long story, but I'll keep it short. I got to go backstage one time. I was kind of pushed back there. And there he was, and it was amazing. And for one moment, he was like hunched over signing an autograph, and I kind of put my hand on him, and I said, I wrote a small part in a movie for you, Rick. And then and he turned around and said, what? And I was like, don't say that again, don't say that again, don't say that again. So I didn't say it again. I kept it to myself. I was like, I don't know who was talking. And I pretended not to exist. And then we did get our picture taken. All of a sudden, his arm was around me and this girl who was with me, and she said, will you take our picture together? And I was like, wait, I can't do that. I would be too scared. So someone else took it, and his arm was around me and this other girl. And then the other girl who I didn't know said, Rick, do you believe in Jesus? And then he looked at me. He goes, I think he's a great teacher, yeah. And then he looked at me, and I go, hi. And then they took our picture. And that was my brush with fame.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to echo the same sentiments about not really having a whole lot of heroes growing up. Mostly because I kind of have a little bit of an attention deficit thing. So my hero is sort of whoever spoke last. Like, oh my God, you're awesome. But yeah, I do like inspiration. Definitely the people that I work with, and definitely that same thing about I'll get a script from a writer and read it and just be like, ah, I can never do this. This person is so funny, or look at what they've done to this story, and they're so much better than me. And sometime soon, everyone's gonna find out, and I will be out of work forever. So yeah, I'm always pushed and inspired to do better than I currently think I do by everyone else's excellence. So there's that. In terms of like a starstruck moment, when I was a teenager, I had a super mad crush on Winona Ryder. Like, I mean, so much, right?
Who doesn't?
I
mean,
like Beetlejuice and Scissorhands and Heathers. I mean,
the best movie.
It's the best movie ever. Doesn't really play today so well. It's kind of not. Yeah, it's
so funny.
It still plays well.
It's really, there's some stuff in there that doesn't.
My name's Heather, so I like it.
But it's an awesome movie. She's awesome. Beetlejuice, so great. So I had this huge crush on Winona Ryder forever. And the weird thing about living in Los Angeles is that like there are celebrities just everywhere. New York too. It's the same thing. I feel like in New York they're less. It's less of a like, oh, you're a celebrity, and more like I just want my paper. But anyway, so I was in Virgin Megastore, which doesn't exist anymore. A record store, like a store where you bought a record.
Record?
What is a record? Well, it was CDs at the time. What's a CD?
It's a really big black.
This was
CD.
in the late '90s. So I'm in a Virgin Megastore, and I'm browsing through the section, and I look over, and the woman who's standing next to me looks over, and she's gorgeous, short, dark haired. She smiles, and I'm like, oh my God, this amazingly beautiful girl is like kind of making eyes at me. And then I do my thing where I like turn away, and I'm looking through the CDs, like, all right, what do I do now? And she was so pretty. She kind of looked like Winona Ryder, and then I was like, that was Winona Ryder. And then I looked over, and she smiles again, like, hey, I smiled at you. Now we start a conversation, and I was like, smile, go back to the thing, and then, oh, this one looks really interesting. What's this? I put it back and go around the other side of the aisle, thinking like that's right, and I'm like looking over the aisle at her, and I like in 3 seconds I went from like legitimate dude that could have a conversation with Winona Ryder to creepy stalker 3 aisles over, like peering at her. So that was my brush with fame. Nope. Never did.
Is that everyone? Do we have... No, still 2 more.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
No. Take your time.
Yeah. Well, my heroes growing up, surprisingly, since I'm a colorist, all my comic heroes do black and white work. I've always really been into like manga and like indie comics and stuff. So my big ones, when I was a kid, I really loved Jeff Smith's Bone, which is an amazing series. And I found out he actually lives really close to me. I know exactly where he lives, but I'm like, no.
You driven by his house?
Sign something. Sign it.
And I also really like Akira Toriyama, who did Dragon Ball, which you may have heard of. Which, there's someone here that works on the anime. But as from starstruck moments, aside from every time I meet anyone on the show, because I was a really big fan of the show before I worked on the comics, so anytime I meet any of the voice actors or staff, I'm always like really awkward. And but I think the worst one was I was at Wizard World Chicago one year, and I got to meet J. Scott Campbell, who I really loved Gen 13 growing up, and he's also known for like Adventure Girl, and he does like a lot of covers nowadays, but I just acted really stupid because I was like, when I got up to him, I knew that he had a big line, so I was just trying to cram as much into the conversation as I could. I was like, oh, I'm such a big fan. You were such a big deal when I was growing up. And he was like, how old are you? And I don't think I ever answered his question because I was like kind of like freaking out. But yeah, I acted really stupid, and I just act stupid whenever I meet famous people.
All right.
And last but certainly not least.
And just to let Josh know, I am last to speak, so I will be your new hero.
Awesome.
Let's see, heroes, Megatron.
Hey.
It's actually kind of funny. Your same hero is mine, J. Scott Campbell. He pretty much has influenced me since I can remember loving comics. I grew up with a lot of the old DC stuff, so, you know, Jim Lee's always been a big influence on me. There's an artist named Arthur Adams. Huge influence on me.
X-Men.
X-Men.
X-Babies.
X-Babies. Well, Scotty Young is amazing with those X-Babies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I had the same thing. I met J. Scott Campbell at a Wizard World Con years before, and I started wanting to do comics. And I don't think I spoke one word of anything. I just blubbered and cried the whole time. And he drew me a sketch of Batgirl, and it just said, good luck. And I needed it because now I'm going to work in comics. And so, yeah, that was kind of the only other starstruck moment I had was at EQLA. I got to meet Tabitha, who is pretty much the reason I like My Little Pony. Rarity just ruined my life. I'm engaged to a Rarity cosplayer, so it just kind of happened. So, yeah, meeting... I'm also engaged to Jenna now. Thank you, Foley. So meeting Tabitha was amazing. I got her. She actually left a nice little message on my phone in Rarity's voice, and that's something I'll treasure forever.
We have sort of an accusatory question here, and usually I don't, ask those, but I think this one needs to be aired in public. Sort of all caps with a question mark and an exclamation mark, and it's addressed to Mare. And the question is, what is your secret? Apparently they know something.
What is my secret?
Yeah.
You mean besides everyone thinking I dye my hair every Thursday?
Go to the salon and get a beauty set.
What? I don't know why I'm suddenly doing a British accent because I'm not from Britain.
That's your secret.
Many of the things that I think
British.
might be considered secret are more things we can't talk about in, the city. Things that go on that politicians tend to hide. I'm not that kind of person, but I don't think I have any secrets. I just need to have the opportunity to vocalize more. No secrets, ponies? I don't think I have any.
No secrets until the Foal-Free press gets a hold of them.
That's right. That's right.
She has rigged every election, but that's not a secret, I don't think.
You can probably ask the writers.
Yeah, that's canon now. If Joss says Mare has rigged the elections, that's now considered...
Sort of an open secret.
I need a volunteer for this next question, because I think someone in the audience may have made a slight mistake. Which of you wants to be Mitch Larson for this exercise?
Josh?
Jen? I've got a question here. Can you sign my face?
Yes.
And that's usually something that Mitch Larson would take care of. But in his absence, Jen, who asked that question? Come on, admit it. Right. After the panel is over, or right now, anyone got a Sharpie on them? See, you're not doing a good job. Mitch would have about a dozen Sharpies on him at all times.
It depends on what medium you would like us to sign your face on.
While that's happening, let's see if I can find a serious question. A couple of you mentioned being children of the 80s, having Transformers and that kind of thing. Question here from Omega. Did any of you have the original ponies? How many? So were any of you into My Little Pony, the earlier gens?
Original toys. I had like 30.
Yeah.
Mitch Larson, everybody!
I did. I had several massive. I had two older sisters, by the way, too. So all three of us, I would be waiting for them to all outgrow them, so then I would get the whole collection. So we had about 3 individual massive Tupperwares full of the old school 80s ponies. It was amazing. Yeah. No, I totally grew up on the original ponies, so being on this show. It's like it's come full circle again.
Got some original pony fans in the audience, I would think. How many of you were into the earlier gens? Yeah?
Woo! I also had maybe they were my favorite toy. Favorite toy. I had at least 30 of them. And I still have them. I still have them at my parents' house.
Oh, yeah, no, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually brought a bunch home at Christmas and washed them and brushed their hair. Yeah, I went online. I was like, how to restore old ponies. Go. And then it was condition their hair.
Cut their hair.
No, you never touch original condition, Ishi. Duh. Yeah, but so for me, it's kind of being on this show is wait, what? What? My favorite thing growing up, I now make. I now work on it. It's super, super weird and awesome. Yeah.
That's cool. I had zero ponies growing up, but I did have about 130 Smurfs. Astronaut Smurf, peanut butter and jelly Smurf, any Smurf.
So when is Smurfs getting its reboot then? Are we gonna?
We mean apart from that 3D movie that they did,
Yeah.
the 2 3D movies with Jason Lee.
I was just hoping we could start some sort of weird rumor. And Jason Statham, I think, was in it too. He was the.
Oh my god! Really? What? Oh, why have I not watched this? I might have to watch it now.
I've got a question here for everyone. Anyone who wants to answer it. It's it's a good one. Because all of you sort of work in different aspects of the show or of the fandom, and you don't often get a chance to interact with each other in person outside of conventions. So the question is, do you find spending time with your co-workers at cons helps you to be more creative or more productive? How does it sort of impact your work with the show? And anyone who wants to answer. Garnika, you're looking like you want to answer.
When I get to know them and meet them in person, I can't hate them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of kills it for me.
In
the whole show,
particular.
really.
Totally.
It's
It kind of ruins the moment where I'm like, this script is crap. I kind of have to go oh, but Josh tried. He tried.
And so I get that a lot. It's
And
bringing all these flashbacks from my mom now.
Us voice actors are learning a lot about you guys today.
I know. It's going to be so much more self-conscious in the booth next time.
It's don't hate me, Ishi. Please don't hate me. Ishi hates us. Oh my gosh.
You guys always do an amazing job in the booth.
I pay you well.
Well, Maryke and I are both from Toronto, so we have that in common, and we both are upset about baseball. We have that in common. And I just have to say that I love all these people, the new ones I've met on this panel. They're insane talent. You guys are awesome. And to be able to perform with Maryke and Kazumi is a dream for me. It's a big family. And it just extends to you guys now who support the fandom. Every time we come to a convention, I know for myself, I feel like I see familiar faces, I see new faces, the bronies, the families, the moms and dads, the grandparents, their pets. It's awesome seeing all of you, and now to have our agents in the back there, Caroline Young and Ralph Strike is great to have.
How about a big round of applause for the agents who
Yeah.
make sure that we have such wonderful guests
Stand
for
up,
you.
you guys. I want you to stand up. Will you stand up? Please stand up. Stand up. These are the two that make it happen for us. Woo! So one big happy family. It's just a pleasure to work, and the energy just gets better and better.
Our agents don't like us very much.
They don't?
No. Well, we just made them stand up.
Oh. I thought you knew something I didn't know.
This is a question for the blues. I can't even talk. I'm going to try that again, only this time.
We love your accent, though, just saying. You got a cool accent.
This is to the Blue Jays fans. Now that Toronto is out of the playoffs, who are you going to root for in the World Series?
That's a hard one, because you either root for the team that beat you, because then it means you got beat by somebody who's going to win, right? So then you can feel your loss a little less. Or
that's true.
You can root for the other team, so that you can punish the team that beat you. I tend to be more of a punisher. So go Mets. Sorry, Kansas City fans. I'll be a bit bitter for a while. What about you, Cathy?
I'm still mourning. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Maryke knows basketball and baseball and other sports way more than I do. I jumped on board. I mean, I love the Blue Jays. I'm born and bred in Toronto. Live in Vancouver most of my life. But, I mean, so I just kind of got on the bandwagon because the Jays didn't get to the World Series posts until for 20 years, I think. 22 years. So it was really awesome for me to jump on board. I learned so much, and through Maryke too. So I'm kind of jumping on board. I haven't loved baseball like I do now. It's her fault partly. But I'm a tennis fan, a massive tennis fan. So I could just watch tennis day and night, so I can relate to what Kazumi was saying. Yeah, I love so many of them, and I'm sad about Eugenie, who's our Canadian, who fell, who stumbled, and now she's having trouble. But anyways, what was the question? No.
So sports.
Yeah, the sports thing. So I mean, whoever wins deserves to win. Mm-hmm. That's what I have to say.
It's true.
Every team has got awesome players on it, so whoever wins deserves to
and go to Game 7, hopefully.
Yeah. So good luck to whoever wins.
I have a question here for Maryke. What would Revy think of Equestria?
Don't say it. Yeah. So I'll try and keep this non-Revy as possible. I don't think she'd like it very much. No, you know what? Actually, maybe if she went to Equestria, she would relax and sit down and maybe feel a little bit more cheerful about life in general. Instead of her usual reaction to stuff, which involves 2 hands. For any of you who watch the show, you know what that reference is. So yeah, let's be positive about Revy. I think she would chill out and enjoy herself and maybe relax in life in general.
Which pony do you think she should have counseling from? Fluttershy?
Yeah, who asked the question? There's 2 people asked the same question. It was okay. Wait a second. Is there okay? Then I'm gonna ask. Then let's ask that question to the 2 of you.
Yeah.
Both of you asked that question about Revy?
I only saw 1 card, but perhaps there were 2.
Okay, so which pony do you think she should talk to in order to be positive? The person who asked the question.
Either one of you. Just
Both
shout
of
it
you.
out.
Both of you.
Both of you.
Probably Fluttershy.
Fluttershy?
What do you say, Mike?
And what pony do you think that Revy should talk to? Okay, cool.
Very good answer.
Lyra is an expert on hands,
Awesome.
so...
It involves 2 hands. That's funny.
Got a question for anyone, and the hand thing just keeps on going because they've apologized for the handwriting on this. For everyone or anyone who wants to answer, what is the strangest or funniest thing you've ever had to write or draw or voice or animate in the course of your time with the show? Or
with the show.
comics, or the films, or anything. Well, I mean, shall we keep it MLP specific, or should we just say in general? What do you think? General? Okay.
Well, I always talk about my famous drain pipe moment.
Your drain pipe
I had to
moment.
be a drain pipe. That's true. And didn't say much. All I did was go... Claim to fame, everyone.
That's so weird.
Drain pipe. And the performance of various fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, how did you sort of get into character for that? I mean, was there an intensive research process into...
Method acting, right. Well, I cleaned my pipes one day. No.
I had to laugh like a squirrel once in session. The director just said, do you know how to laugh like a squirrel? And I said, I'll try. And so it was and that's what I came up with.
I once had a really long meeting about the logistics of a banana peel.
The logistics.
Like this banana peel, it's going to be really hard to do in CGI, and we can't peel it. So how do we cut around the shot so we can still see the banana fall, and it has to fall correctly, and then we have to step on it. But if we do it this way, it won't work. And it was really serious conversation about a banana peel gag. Similarly, a monkey vomit gag. Like drawing like puke is kind of funny. Like, this is my job. I draw puke.
Maybe we should get together, you know?
Yeah. And it was probably Cathy doing the drain noise and me drawing the drain. Saying, but like I think also really long, drawn out, serious conversations about glitter, like how much glitter is too much glitter. Like this is too much.
There's never too much glitter.
There is a ratio where there is too much glitter.
You'll just find it forever. You'll just find it forever.
Too much glitter, unless you're in like a Jim Henson movie like Lambert, and then there's never too much glitter. It's just, or like Legend, you know, like Legend, so much glitter, never enough, so good. But in Pony, there is like we had a really long glitter conversation about like the girls getting their magic stolen in friendship games. Like there's too much sparkle on that. Remember that?
Yeah, too much, not enough. That's always an issue at DHX. Too much sparkles, not enough sparkles. Too much glitter, yeah.
Yeah, it's too pink.
There's a glitter sweet spot. There really is a glitter sweet spot. And you have to
There needs to be about
find it.
20% sparkly around.
It's a challenge.
Two.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
It's one of our biggest challenges, actually, I'd say. Yeah.
It's like up on the board every day. How much glitter?
Glitter algorithm. Get your glitter algorithm out.
We actually have to count the number of individual glitters.
Yeah. It's got to be the same in every scene.
Well, because you guys will find it. If we put 27 glitters in the shot, the next shot better have 27 glitters, because we're going to hear about it on Twitter.
We know someone's going to count those glitters.
There will be a message board about.
Yeah.
We actually have a question about the production of friendship games while we're talking about the specific amounts of glitter in a scene, just all the work that goes into it. Someone mentioned that the friendship games DVD contains animatics that have a slightly different story than the finished movie. They're curious just how that sort of came about, where the divergence point was.
Josh?
Ishi?
Josh?
I think they're asking who to blame.
I'm tapping out.
Yeah, some people can't comment. There was originally the original storyline that I had pitched was the Sunset Shimmer is homesick for Equestria storyline. And we actually went down the road. We had a full script. We actually had full animatics of that storyline. And then at a certain point, Hasbro decided that wasn't the story that they wanted to tell, for various reasons, which I don't know. But people well, and the good news is we have these deleted scenes that show what the story would have been. But this is part of the process when you do work for hire. You know, they hired me to write the thing, so they get to tell me what the thing is about. So at a certain point, we had to pull out all of those elements of the story, and replace it.
Rewrite them?
Yeah, we had to rewrite it and make sure that the story still tracked and flowed. And you know, I think we still ended up with something that we're all really proud of.
Absolutely.
And it's a really successful movie. And you know, I'm happy with the output. I mean, obviously, like, you know, when you're a writer, a creative person of any kind, you never want to kill your babies. You're always like, oh, but the first idea I had was the best.
Yeah. We hate killing babies.
Every time.
I don't. I love it. I love
but
killing
sometimes you have
babies.
to. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes other people kill them for you.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? We are really happy, though, that we got to put those deleted scenes on the DVD, on the Blu-ray, so that you guys could see them. And you could see the animatics, you know, in its raw form.
Love animatics.
Yeah.
I think it's informative for you guys to see just from a process level, so you can see like, oh, man, like, so sometimes the people who actually do the show have to undo it for various reasons. Like there's mistakes that happen or issues and you have to sort of roll with it and go in a new direction, and that's just sort of part of being a creative artist.
Yeah, because it's a collaborative business, so everyone brings their own kind of view to the table. So sometimes it's just, you know, you have a thing that you think, I think it should go this way, but someone else thinks it should go the other way, and neither is right or wrong. So you just pick a direction, and that's the direction you go in, and that was the final direction we went is what you see for the final, and I think it was great. So.
And this happens probably a lot more than you would expect. So you guys were lucky enough to see, you know, the result and see that sometimes it doesn't always work out perfectly the first time, actually,
I would say it never works out the way you originally think it will. There's always changes. Things always are different, and oftentimes things change for the better. So that's just part of the work.
I would wager folks here, though, were quite thrilled with the final result either way. What did you guys think of the film? Yeah? So I noticed some folks came in a little bit late, just to explain what we're doing with these note cards. If you have questions for any of our guests, there are note cards, I think, still being distributed in the audience? No?
They can be.
They can be. If you have questions, put your hand up if you have a question. If you have questions you still wish to ask. No one? Okay, then. Oh, no, a couple. So if you guys could go around again, please, and hand out note cards and pencils, or anyone who has a question, we'll write that down. We'll see about it being asked, and if any of our guests wishes to, they get to ask you a question, so please identify yourself on the card. Right. Got a question from Derpy. Derpy would like to come and deliver letters to everyone on the panel, if that's okay with all of you.
Of course.
Guys, Jim Miller just texted me to ask if I'm drunk yet.
Make it happen.
Let's say hi to Jim. Let's record this.
All
Let's
right.
get you guys saying hi. You ready? Go.
Nice.
Nice.
So to answer his question, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounded very sober, though. I'm not sure he's going to be convinced.
What are you talking about? I'm
you.
fine.
Yes.
I'm fine, okay? Don't worry about me. I love you guys.
Moving right along. Shall we bring up Derpy to deliver some letters? Round of applause for Derpy, everyone, please.
Derpy.
Hi, thank you.
And this is something I think she does every year. And if you'd like to read the letters, please do, or if you want to keep them to yourselves, that's up to you.
That's special.
Isn't that lovely? Look at that.
I know, it's so pretty with
Some
a pony
stamp.
stamp.
With a stamp.
Bring us a basket of
I got Twilight.
It's beautiful.
Twilight's on my
I
stamp.
love it. Thank you so
What's your
much.
name? Hi, Nikki.
Thank you,
Grow up,
Nikki.
man. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
What is
That is so cool. That is a grade A premium stamp.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That is.
Thank
Should
you
we
very
open them?
much, Derpy. Got a question. Is Eurobeat Brony here yet? The answer is yes. Everybody, Eurobeat Brony. Have a seat, please. Well, sit. Have a seat.
You just apparated.
If you see any questions
Welcome
here,
to
feel
the
free
party,
to
man.
I know, eh?
Guys.
How's your con been so far? Oh, come on. That was weak. How has your con been so far? Just a little more like it.
We've got a meta question here for anyone who wants to answer it. Are there any questions you haven't been asked ever that you wish someone would ask, and what would your answer be?
How many people?
I'm trying to wrap my head around that one. Hold on.
How many people is expected?
Wouldn't it be really messed up if there were two astronauts on the moon and one killed the other one with a rock?
Are
What?
there any ponies on Mars?
Yes.
Don't you mean
I wonder about
mares?
that lately. Yeah.
Whap, whap, whap.
I'll see myself out.
Nightmares? Oh, yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Nobody's ever asked me what my weirdest dream was. I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that for a while.
That
was a
can't
drain
be told
pipe.
with children around.
Anyone else want to chime in? I'll call on people.
We haven't asked the audience a question yet.
Who asked that question, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll ask like three people. Who is your favorite hero?
Right back there.
Solid Snake.
Who's that? Say,
We didn't hear
say it
you.
again.
Say that again.
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake.
Like the Metal Gear
Oh,
Solid
okay.
series.
Okay.
In the far back, the blue.
Optimus Prime.
Woo! Office Prime.
Yeah.
There we
Office
go.
Prime. One more over there, in gray. Yeah.
Be happy to know.
Chuck Norris.
So embarrassed to say
Awesome.
that. You should be proud of Chuck Norris.
Oh, can I ask one more
This is
question?
Texas, after all.
Who's your favorite pet on My Little Pony?
Oh, snap. Snap. Snap.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait just a sec. Wait. Am I somebody's pet and I don't know it?
Our little
I'm
Pinkie
not
Pie up
Twilight's
front.
pet,
I want to hear
forget
from
that.
her.
The
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time, Spike's not a pet, he's a sidekick.
Number 2.
Gummy!
Gummy's mine, I think.
I love your Pinkie
And Mike.
Pie outfit, by the way.
So good.
Who?
Tank.
Tank. I love Tank.
Ask this little girl, just this little girl.
And you too.
Angel.
Yeah, whatever.
Sad Falcon.
Angel's not mine, I'm just saying, right? So, whatever. Yeah.
Got a question for Maryke here, if I may. What did you think when you first heard Gilda was going to be back and redeemed, since we hadn't heard from her since all the way back in season 1?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool, and so when I got the first, you get the availability check from your agent to see if you're free for the recording session. So I was like, oh, Gilda's coming back, and so I hadn't read the script, of course, and then they give you the script, and then you read it. And I thought it was a really cool way that what they did with her. I thought it was a cool scenario, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed recording it. It was interesting because it's challenging for me. I don't know if it would be like this for other actors, but it was challenging for me to maintain that Gilda-ishness when she was also being nice as she can be, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of that was a super big challenge for me, like maintaining herself, who is grumpy, to being someone who had the soft side, and how do you balance that out? So that was kind of a cool process for me to go through.
Like Revy going to Equestria.
Yeah.
Like that a bit, but not really.
Yeah. Thank you, whoever asked that.
We have a technical question here for some of the animators and the artists. And by the way, if your question isn't asked during this session, I may be saving it for the specific sessions with the voice actors or the writers that go on later today and tomorrow, so do come to those. When building assets for the show, so puppets, props, any of that thing, are they
Character
drawn
builds,
natively in Flash, or are they imported from somewhere else? Just how do you go about, building something from scratch that ends up on our screens?
Good question.
Ooh, that could take a long time.
Well, you have to start with the design.
Yeah.
So, you have to actually start with the script. So we get the script. Yeah, it's all Josh's fault all the time. And Natasha a little sometimes. But I like her better, so, Yeah, so we get the script and you read it and it says, now we're going to Griffinstone. What's that going to look like? So the designers sit down with the directors and they come up with a drawing, a concept drawing, and they kind of work it back and forth until they're happy with that, and then it goes to builds and BG color, and then it actually gets made into an asset.
Can't forget the brand reference. We usually have a little bit of back and forth between the brand, because they obviously want to sell a toy, and they give us a design, and we
Look
say
what you made Josh
we
do.
can't
You made
animate
him
that
leave.
design because there's too many patterns and lines in it. And then we slim it down and make it what you guys see. Well, we make it more
We make
movable.
it show friendly is
Show-friendly,
basically because
yes.
we make it so we can actually make a Flash asset out of it, because sometimes
Absolutely.
they might have more detail than we can actually achieve. So we just kind of go, sorry guys, can we simplify? And they're like, yeah, good, cool. So we do, and so that's kind of
the process.
basic process.
Yeah.
So
And
it
that's
does kind of come from scratch from the designers, and then we have another team who colors and another team who builds it, and
this process lasts months and months and months. It's not something that's done in a few days.
I think we've said it before, from script to TV screen, one episode takes about a year to produce.
Yeah.
So it's a long process. We've got a follow-up question for the animators, and also I think we'll extend this to the comic artists too. What's your first thought when someone finds an error in an episode or a comic?
Oh, we leave those in there on purpose. You know, we got to give you guys something to find, right?
It's our little Easter egg to you. Like, oh, this thing's blatantly wrong. They'll love to find that. We'll just leave it. It'll be good.
Absolutely. We just want to make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah. Actually, sometimes my reaction is like, wow, it took them a while to find that. Because usually you can find it like instantly. It's like, that took them at least one day to find that.
Yeah.
They're slipping.
That's like for me, I'm usually just like, I get like 5 days to a week to color 22 pages. So I'm like, you know what, if there's an error, sorry. There's always so many hours in the day.
We're only human.
I don't make errors. I think I kept trying to put Applejack in the background more, but they kept asking me to change that.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fight after.
We have a question here for Cathy from a Littlest Pet Shop fan by the looks of things. Where is Jacob? Hello. Question is, what is it like to play Buttercream?
Just look around and you will see. Bum, bum, ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, ba.
I love Buttercream Sundae from Littlest Pet Shop. That's who you mean, right? Of course. It was great to play her because it's such a departure from the stuff I've been doing lately. So it's been fun. And then having to sing the song that she sang, and it was great. And she's just so bizarre because she's always on sugar. So again, I'm playing a little bit of a unique character, but really fun because it's a totally different range and it's different energy.
You just bunny-eared over your head.
You want to fight or something? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Josh.
I feel
I'll
much
take
better
you.
now. I'm good.
What?
I feel really good now. I'm much better.
I bet you do. Yes, I love Buttercream. Thanks for the question. Sorry.
Question here from Timothy for any of you. Have you ever dreamed in pony animation or in your characters?
That's a good question.
Or have you ever had a dream where you are in Equestria, I guess is the question.
That's like the dream question that I said I'd never been asked before.
Do you dream in it, Maryke?
No.
Okay. Do you dream in anything? Like, do you dream in something? Revitech?
Yeah, I dream. I'm a little bit prone to nightmares, which is kind of interesting. Oh. Yeah, a little bit. Oh. So, creepy, I know. But.
Dream a lot about food.
Luna's not doing her job.
Yeah. Just all sorts. I don't know. I'm just.
Do you guys dream in animation?
Oh yeah, that was the question.
Yeah,
sorry.
Well, does anybody know the program Flash?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. Well, if you've ever animated in Flash, back in the day when I used to work 12 hours animating on a
What are you
scene
talking
at a
back
time.
in the day? It was like before we left. He was up till
Anyway.
3.
Before we
I used to have dreams with a timeline where I'm scrubbing back and forth in my dream because, if you know the program Flash, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not very different from my dreams. I dream that I'm like in a writer's room and everyone hates my ideas. I have those dreams. I had one last night.
Yeah, I have one where I'm trying to draw a thing and it's just not working, and everyone then says, you have to go relearn to draw. Your stuff is terrible. And then I wake up and I'm like, it's not true. Oh, maybe it's true.
So far from reality.
We have the question marked obligatory, and it is, but people may not have heard the answer before. So, who is your favorite pony and why? Each of you. And we'll start,
Have to?
Yes.
Secretariat. No.
Silence.
They're all good.
That's a cop-out answer. Just say Luna.
BoJack Horseman.
Yes.
Nice.
Round of applause for the AV crew back there.
Where have those sound effects been?
Timing
all panel,
was
my question.
impeccable there.
Beautiful.
Shout out.
Fluttershy.
I will still say Fluttershy, but Pinky has seriously grown on me with her Pinky sense. Except she's so hyper, sometimes I can't understand what she's saying, but it just doesn't matter.
It's just good cheer.
Yeah, totally. Derpy.
Sunset Shimmer.
Yeah. Don't be stealing my waifu.
Oh, that's stolen.
Them's fighting words.
We'll take this.
Can I have 2?
Take this outside.
Can I have 2? Because Sunset, but also Rarity.
Rarity's awesome.
Did you say Rarity? Like, she's here, right? You're just not telling me, right?
Half.
The back end.
What? I'm going now.
Fluttershy.
Fluttershy.
Just gonna stick with that old chestnut. All right.
Don't call Fluttershy an old chestnut.
You guys, well, the name I used was Nightmare Sparkle, but that's not the name that it ended up being.
Midnight
Sparkle. I like Nightmare better.
Technically, she's not a pony.
Right, I know, but both I called them. What was it? Nightmare Sparkle and Daydream Shimmer. Like those two, just the best designs ever. So awesome.
Thank you, Rebecca Dart. That was Rebecca Dart.
So
fantastic. So cool.
I encourage all the fans to draw them as ponies, please.
Too late. It's already done.
I'm sure. Do it more.
Rainbow Dash, just because I think she's really cool.
Do I really have to answer this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just known. Rarity. Just Rarity.
Did you say Rarity?
Yeah.
This is a question for Odyssey and for Garnika. Favorite tracks that you've produced?
Let's see, pony-wise, easily Discord. Okay, a couple of you might have heard it. Non-pony stuff, I would say that's a toss-up between Gone, Cherry Blossoms, and my recent remix of Bone Trousel from Undertale. Yeah, a couple people, yeah. Those are mine.
As far as pony, I think my favorite thing that I've done would probably be my Heart's as Strong as Horses remix. Just because I had so much fun making that, and you guys, like, that just took off, and I was like, oh, hey, cool. Glad you guys liked it. As far as non-pony, I just remixed Eiley Monty and Living Tombstone's Dying of Fire, and I'm going to be premiering that here tonight at the concert.
You're all coming to the concert, right?
So who's coming to the concert? So I literally did that like on the plane, and it just, okay, I guess I'm done. That's cool. That is rad. And it just, it just flowed so easily, and I had so much fun with it. So I cannot wait for you guys to hear it. It's going to be great. Hope to see you guys there.
On a follow-up to a musical question, this is for Kazumi. How did Rules of Rarity compare for you to Art of the Dress when it came to performing it?
Yeah, hi. No, it definitely came full circle for me. It's just everything, and also too, like, Rules of Rarity, not Rules, sorry. Art of the Dress was the first song I ever recorded for My Little Pony. So it was a lovely way to revisit kind of, it was that same feeling, it was kind of a similar setting to it, but 6 years later. So it really feels like Rarity and myself as a person and as a performer has really developed over time, over those 6 years. So it was a lovely visit for sure, but very different at the same time.
Have you remixed those songs yet?
I actually have. That was actually the first pony song that I remixed.
Rules of Rarity?
Yeah, it was Art of the Dress.
Oh, Art of the Dress.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so like that was like my introduction to fandom, and I put it out, and it was like on my SoundCloud, and it got like 10 views. But I was like, I like this. I'm gonna keep doing it.
That's awesome.
This is a question for me.
Oh.
And I think I recognize the handwriting on it. Foalpapers, can you do your best American accent and everyone else do your best British accent?
Woo!
That's a good one.
Howdy, y'all. I just want to say that I'm so glad you came down south to have this convention with us, and I'm very happy to be here and to be talking to you and talking to these fine folks. So I will turn it over to them because I'm sure their British accents are a heck of a lot better than my American one. Thank you very much.
Honestly, I don't understand what it is about the British that just assume everyone in America is from Texas or the South. It's ridiculous.
It's not all America, burgers, and freedom.
What am I kidding? That is all America is, right? I have a terrible British accent for the record.
Oh, I reckon I don't know how to do no British accent, but I do a pretty good Australian accent. Australian? Melbourne accent.
They all
Mate, I
sound
make
the same.
tunes. Forsters. Australian
Kangaroos,
for beer.
yeah.
Kangaroos.
Do we have any Australians in the audience?
Oh, no, no
No one's to be
Australians at
offended
all.
by
Anybody down with Melbourne?
That's a bugger. No
That's a
Australians
bugger.
at
G'day,
all.
mate. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Did a dingo eat your baby?
That's right,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah?
G'day.
Yeah. Australians
The
love that
professionals,
one.
ladies and gentlemen.
Australians love it.
G'day, g'day,
yeah.
g'day, g'day.
Yeah, all of them. All of them. Dingoes everywhere.
Tinkles.
Hello, gorgeous. That's American.
I'll do the thing that my husband always does. He can't do any accents at all. But every now and again he says to me, I can do a British accent. And he always goes, freshen your drink, governor. So there you go. That's my best British accent.
I think all voice actors have to do British at one point.
we do. We do
You would
a
think
lot of
Canadians
that.
might have to do French, but we never,
No.
ever,
Hardly ever. I've done it
do
once
French.
No,
in a Barbie
it's part of the
movie.
Commonwealth.
So it's always British.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's usually evil as well. You know,
Yes.
how dare you come into my kingdom? I shall destroy you.
We had a question for you, Cathy, actually, if we can interrupt. Can you laugh in French, was the question.
Can you laugh in French?
The French don't laugh.
Le poisson, le poisson.
You mean to rear in French? That means
Jury?
laugh.
Jury?
Nee.
Probably not. Isn't laughing universal?
I was like,
Oh.
Let's hear you guys do it.
Amazing.
I've seen The Little Mermaid.
Somebody out there can.
Who asked that question?
Show, they can be your voice double.
Yeah.
Did you get your money's worth on that? Yeah?
That was a
Good.
pretty good one.
Someone else.
that's awesome.
Are we continuing the bad British accent? Well, I'm sorry, the very good British accents and the terrible
Hey.
British accent.
I think we'll go as far as the voice actors and then we'll stop
I
there.
think that's a
Zoomy,
good
wrap
call.
it up.
Oh. Today on the BBC, we have Kate Middleton and her baby standing outside of Buckingham Palace. If you turn to the left, you will see Big Ben. If you turn to the right, you will see the Thames.
There's no following
And
that.
look, there's the Queen.
Call blimey.
Fancy a drink, Governor? It's not a moose. It's a queen.
You broke me on that one, I'm sorry.
Poor Foalpapers.
He was hit by a double-decker bus.
He's just like, what's my country coming to?
So I think the question is whether or not you're from Russia. Yes. And this is one that I can do because it's in my blood. Okay?
Yes. Blood.
Look, look how beautiful. Okay? Look, beautiful. Okay. Beautiful.
No, not so much on this side.
І знаєш, бро, знаєш, тобі дійсниш, то броні сташ, каснає броні, бо не збирайте, що не бо сташ, настуш броні карата. Agents. Ти караташ не This
Are you replaying the whole panel in Russian? Is that what we're doing now?
Yes. This is Russian, but it's gibberish. So beautiful, beautiful. It's fun at party, okay?
So we've got a question here from Pinefields. Where's Pinefield?
Pinefields where? Did you say Pinefield like Ohio or in the Oklahoma or something like that? Is there Pinefield
Someone
somewhere?
named Pinefields who is refusing to identify themselves.
Maybe
But the
they're
question is...
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
The question is, what are your favourite shows? Anyone who wants to answer, just what shows do you particularly
Cartoons
enjoy?
or TV shows in regular? Cartoons.
Oh, cartoons?
Yeah.
My Little Pony?
We Bear Bears?
Animated ones.
Steven
pretty much
Universe.
Most.
about Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Damn, that was mine. You can still have the same one.
No.
I thought we were going to answer live action shows.
Damn.
I've been catching a little bit of Steven Universe too, but there's another one that I've been catching. I forget the name off the top of my head. I don't watch a lot of TV these days. I need to. I'll just go with Steven Universe for now.
It's a good answer. I want to see who screams out for Gravity Falls.
Yo!
Cool.
Yes. Very good.
My Little Pony.
I can't think of anything else, so yes, Rick and Morty as well. Oh.
I wake up every morning to Futurama because that's what my kids are watching right now.
The Simpsons. There we go.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Because Gravity Falls and Steven Universe and everything else, I don't know.
My kids watch so many cartoons that I just don't. But I enjoy. It's just like I want to see real people at the end of the day. Not that they watch TV all day. Okay. Anyway, I really like Littlest Pet Shop, which they watch a lot of.
Yeah, like Steven Universe is awesome. Gravity Falls is awesome. God, there's this other one that just came out. We were talking about it last night.
Over the garden.
Star versus, so awesome. That one's fantastic. I also love not cartoons. The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is so funny. Tough, I'm saying it. You can't stop me. That's so funny. What's the? Yeah, but you could have, but you didn't. So, sorry. Wait, what's the one? It's all the improv artists and it's camp and it was a movie and they redid it.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Wet Hot American Summer. Oh my God.
How to Get Away with Murder.
So hysterical.
That's a good show.
Luther.
Good.
Oh,
Very
that's
good.
a good show too. The Wire.
You guys, we're not allowed to say these shows. I could have said so many things.
I know, that's why I chimed in, because my answer was lame before. Anyways, sorry.
Well, the obvious Steven Universe and Gravity Falls. I also really like Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
Kill No Kill.
We're cracking that box
Family Guy, Venture Brothers, pretty much nothing
Coming
appropriate
back,
for
coming
this.
back. Venture
I know
Brothers.
Venture Brothers. It looks so good. I love Dr. Girlfriend. She's the best.
So funny.
My Little Pony, Littlest Pet Shop, because Pepper Clark is the best. Yeah, that's about it. And The Flash for live action shows.
Oh my God, so good.
Yes.
Amazing.
Filmed in Vancouver, so that's always a fun watch for us. You're like, hey, it's Berard. Hey, that's the corner I walk past for work every day.
It's Firestore.
Yeah.
Bravest Warriors is pretty funny.
But it's still a cartoon. Like Frederator puts it on.
Oh, cool.
What about Bee and Puppy Cat?
Bee and Puppy Cat. So good.
That sounds adorable. Is it?
Yeah, same people. Frederator.
Did everyone get a chance to answer?
I think so.
Yes.
Yes, good.
The obligatory BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
This is another possibly divisive one because we do have Katrina and Ishi and Josh here, but this is a question for Kazumi and Maryke. If Adagio and Sonata could comment, what would they say about not being in friendship games?
If what?
Listen, it
You're
takes
all
time.
going down.
It takes time to plan a comeback. I'm just saying.
Is she?
I don't know.
Well,
We
then you
could.
just might be my new favorite person. But other than that, you're still going down.
Yeah.
You're not writing me into the third.
I understand and accept that fate.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
We
Bit
love
better.
the Dazzlings.
Dude.
Why don't you put me in the third?
What do they feel?
What would they feel?
I think Sonata would be like, it's okay, because it was Taco Tuesday.
She wouldn't have filmed that day anyway.
Yes. Sorry.
I'm getting the 2-minute warning sign from people, so we're going to be wrapping this up in a few minutes. But again, we will be having more Q&A sessions with the individual guests, writers panel, artists panel, VA panel. So please do come to that. If your question wasn't answered here, I'm sure it may well be answered during one of those panels. Let's finish off with this is a nice one. This is from Microbeats. Microbeats anywhere? Final question. What is your most memorable moment from your sort of time with the fandom, interacting with the fandom? And let's preface that with memorable in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh.
For me, did you have a thought?
No.
For me, it was the very, very first BronyCon I ever attended in New Jersey in 2012. Got up on the stage and looked at 4,000 to 5,000 of you. So happy and excited to be part of the new family. That moment was unbelievable. And here you are, and here we are. So.
I was just scooching.
I have two that come to mind. One, the first time I played BronyCon, because that was the biggest crowd I'd ever played for in my life, and you guys were fantastic. And two, I remember I was playing at MLP MSP. I had just come up off the stage, and I was talking to fans, and somebody's mom came up to me, and they're like, hey, you know, like my kid wants to talk to you. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, bring him on over. And he's like literally like yay big. He's maybe like 6. And he was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. When I grow up, I want to be just like you. And I melted. I gave him a hug. I was like, oh my God, like you are so cool. Hit me up on Twitter, you know? and like I had never experienced that before. And oh God, I got home and like I told my mom and I started crying. I was like, oh my God, he wants to be like me. This is weird. Like, and oh my God. So yeah, that would probably be the pinnacle of that, like just being a role model to the next generation of producers or just people in general is what makes it worthwhile. So yeah.
For me, that moment is right now. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. This is my first time, so this is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah. Thank you guys.
I think for me, it's seeing the younger generations of girls who are interested in animation and drawing and stuff and talking to you guys after. It's so great to see more women up and coming in the business. As one of the few female, when I started out, I was like the only girl on the team most of the time. Now there's like so many of us and we're making so many cool shows that are kind of more geared toward our sensibility. I love that, and it makes me so happy. So happy. And yeah, so for me, it's kind of talking to the younger fans who are wanting to kind of get into animation and how many girls want to do it. It's really cool. So.
What was the question again?
Sort of most memorable and best moment interacting with the fandom.
Got it. Thanks.
He's got nothing, apparently.
Oh, man. You guys are way more eloquent than me. You're so nice. Yes, you. You're very sweet.
Stop it.
I think it's all very overwhelming. Just like every time I come to one of these things, it just feels like love coming at you, and it's a lot better than Twitter, which is not all love coming at you. And, yeah, it's really nice.
No, I thought we were going down the line.
No, we skip people and going.
So again, I'm the last to speak. So again, you're hero.
I'm going to speak after you just for that.
You're my hero then. Mine is, I don't know if many people know, I have my own little pony, and her name is Sappho. And she's actually a very openly gay pony. And when I was first trying to do this, I met a young girl who was very suicidal. And if I start to cry, I'm sorry. Very suicidal, was cutting herself. And she would come to every show I would do when I would come to the St. Louis area. And she would constantly buying all the Sappho art that I would draw. And one day her mom came up to me at a show and said, you know, I think my daughter is gay. And I'm like, oh, and she's like, because she's so obsessed with Sappho. And I'm like, well, it's just because Sappho looks cool. And she actually the little girl did come to me that she actually, because of something I drew, something I created, which I think is the biggest testament to anyone who's creative, is to have created something. And she was able to go to her high school, and where she lives is not a place where you want to be openly gay. And she came out, and she's now openly proud. She's no longer suicidal. She has stopped cutting herself. So it's just an honor to have been able to work in this fandom. And
We should end there because Josh isn't going to say anything that nice.
I mean, I don't have anything to top that, really, but you should have gone last.
I know, I really should have.
I mean, there's tons of memorable moments. Like others have said, like the first BronyCon I did, that was a really big one. Like a group of military bronies gave us a challenge coin and told us that they gave it to us because us people that had worked on the comics had like done good for the world, and I was like, oh. But well, another big one happened last night. Like, well, lately there's been like kind of like I occasionally make the mistake of reading comments on the internet, and people have been less than kind about the comics. So I've like in recent months I've been like, man, everyone hates us. And well, like yesterday, like a friend gave me some brownies, and like someone else like came up to me last night at the autograph thing. And if you follow my Twitter at all, like I collect amiibo, and I'm like super into games and anime. And they gave me an amiibo of my favorite character, Lucina, signed by the voice actress, and I was about to cry. So. So yeah, thank you guys for making me feel better about the fandom and feeling like people don't hate us.
Aw.
So yeah, that I forgot about. I had a challenge coin moment too, like that. That was here last year. It was really, that was really awesome. But the thing I sort of wanted to say, sort of jumping off what Ishi said about like your first time, it was really like BabsCon was the first convention I ever went to, and I mean it might not be obvious, but I'm a huge geek, and like I have so obvious, right, and I have been going to like weird comic book conventions and things since I was 11 years old. I like cosplaying as Wolverine, and I remember like. I've been going to Comic-Con in San Diego ever since it started, and I'm that geek who waits in line and camps out, does all that stuff. And I went to BabsCon, and for the first time, it was like I got to sort of have a foot in both worlds, where I was like, I got to go backstage, and I got to sit in the audience and geek out on stuff, and like I did the whole thing where like I was a guest, but I waited in line and asked a question to the VAs, and I was like, haha, aren't I clever? And then like, it was so much fun. So like that first time where I got to sort of both be a participant and a guest was like, it was amazing. So like that's my.
I just want to say not one last thing, but this fandom is it's so unique in so many ways. I can't even begin, and it'll take forever to do that, but to say what it's brought, not only to all of us here sitting here, but to everyone who you guys have touched. And you could say the show has touched you, and it's kind of, it's so interactive, but because of this Brony fandom, I've never ever seen such a movement that's turned into millions of people who are inclusive, tolerant, loving, kind. There are no borders or boundaries to your guys' love and dedication, and the world needs us so much, and I have to thank you for letting those borders dissolve. We are all one, and we're all connected by heart, and that's going to go a long way into making this world a better place, and you guys are a huge part of that. So we just want to, I want to thank you for that. It's awesome.
It's kind of an echo of what Cathy said. Like the first time I, came to a convention and looked out, and it's the same today, looking at all the different people. you know, and everybody in the room, you know, enjoying something similar together and sharing their likes and enthusiasms and support for one another and for us and like everybody up here. And to me, it's just amazing to see that, all these different people together.
Yeah. We're no different from you guys at all. There's no difference. We just happen to be sitting here. We do what we do. We're lucky. We're fortunate at this time, but we're no different. And I mean, you may think, whatever, but I really don't feel that way. Everyone here's got a heart. To me, that's what counts, and let's keep it going.
And it's because of you guys we get to do what we love to do every single day. We need you guys just as much as, you know, you love this show. So it's a real pleasure to get to meet you. And every time we get the opportunity to come out to one of these things, it's an honor.
Mm-hmm.
I think on that note, if everyone got a chance to answer, if they...
I think so.
Well, I had one, but I don't know if I can follow that up at all.
It is hard to follow, isn't it?
Yeah. Just real quick, it's a bit of a toss-up. The first one was just the very first BronyCon, when I got to meet not just, you know, all of you just in person, but I got to meet a lot of my really good friends, people that I had only met on Skype or, you know, on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. They were real people, that they were people that I could actually, you know, talk to in person and laugh about and hug and actually interact with. The other one is every once in a while I'll get an email or I'll meet someone at a con before or after a show. I've had people come to me and say, hey, you know, I started listening to your music. I lost 150 pounds. I've been that's not an exaggerated figure. They actually like, yeah, you know, I've been running to your stuff. Or there was one girl who just refused to leave the house. She was they'll come to me and they'll go, oh, you know, I really like your stuff. And then later it's like, oh, they've been going through something. I just didn't know that. Like, I would never figured that something that I do for fun, something so it seems so lighthearted and so fun would actually reach people on such a personal level. So for just both of those, really. Everyone here said it better.
I think they all said it brilliantly, and I'd like to thank each and every one of our guests for being here. Let's have a huge round of applause. Thank you to the audience for all of your questions. You can see these folks in future panels and during the autograph sessions, and I think that just about wraps it up for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the crash.